$150,000 could see $2,400. The bill also calls for $500 payments per child. The act also includes an expansion of unemployment benefits, money for hospitals hard hit by coronavirus, airlines, and billions of dollars in loans for small businesses.
They're going to be allowed to use that to cover payroll. They're going to be allow that to use that for rent and insurance and those kinds of things. So that really gives some options and flexibility to small business owners in West Michigan.
West Michigan Congressman Bill Huizenga spoke with us on FaceTime after casting his vote Friday.
You know, Aaron, so often we hear about the divisiveness in Washington, D.C. and in the states and in politics in general. And on occasion, we can actually come together as we should, put politics aside, and just try to go do the right thing.
Huizenga says small business payroll and rent loans, as well as the direct payments to individuals, will help West Michiganders in these unsettling times.
That's going to help bridge any of that uncertainty of what's going on. Hopefully people are going to be able to use that for groceries and the necessities that they have in life. So maybe some of the added expenses of being home all the time like this. And so the government has a responsibility to make sure that as we are coming out of this, we're able to come out of it as strong as we were before and hopefully as quickly as possible.
Aaron Parsegian, Fox 17 News.
Huizenga says the logistics of sending money directly to people is still being worked out. It's likely the IRS will set up a direct deposit option for most. It could be 3 weeks before this money gets to you. And beware, as Washington gets ready to send out stimulus checks, scam artists are working to steal your money in the mail. Our Brody Carter joins us live via FaceTime with a breakdown of what criminals are doing to take your government check. Good morning, Brody.
Good morning to you, Sarah. These days we live in a digitized world more than ever. And the Better Business Bureau says that scam artists are using texts and emails to swindle people out of their stimulus checks. Now, many Americans are eligible for up to $1,200, a little more if you're married with kids. This after Congress passed a $2 trillion stimulus bill. The Better Business Bureau says scammers now playing off and preying off of the uncertainty of how people are going to be getting their money. Now, saying criminals, they're sending out texts and emails to unsuspecting victims, asking them simply to verify their address as to where they should be sending their checks. Now, the BBB says their checks are based on information on previous tax returns, saying anytime you receive a text or an email about your stimulus check, it's a scam.
That pretty well covers it. Don't click on links you don't know. And know that right now, the government is not going to send you a text message or an email about this stimulus. That's not how it's working. And if you have any questions at all about it, contact the government agency.
Yeah, keep in mind that if your gross income is above $99,000, you will not be receiving a stimulus check. President Trump is hopeful to be sending out checks quickly, but it may take a couple of weeks to get a full payout into the mail system. For now, reporting in West Michigan, Brody Carter, Fox 17 News.
Hey, Brody, good Saturday morning. We have had some heavier rain showers recently right here in Grand Rapids, also southward along the I-94 corridor. There's actually been more rumbles of thunder and strikes of lightning in that vicinity. Get to that radar momentarily. Having said all that, I'm talking thunder, lightning, temperatures pretty chilly for this. 42 degrees. We'll wait until later this evening to get to that predicted high that you may have been seeing recently of the upper 50s to lower 60s around West Michigan. Temperatures, yes, they are a little bit cooler to the north and milder to the south, but everybody pretty much in the same ballpark, and an easterly flow, east winds about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Those will be picking up, though. It is going to be a breezy day and a windy evening. It'll be a downright really windy Sunday, so we'll give to the details on that as we go along this morning. But look at this corridor, this train of rainfall, and when you see those yellows and oranges showing up, that is embedded heavier downpours. We have had those recently. The zone of more thunder and lightning now seems to be centered across I-94. There is a bit of a let up of just a lighter pattern of rain once you go westward. Another batch of heavier rain showers in western Illinois. I think some of that's going to be weakening, though, as we go through the mid to late morning period. So even though there can be a scattered shower at any point here later this morning and early afternoon, there will be a backing down of the precipitation. And I think this particular model doing a nice job to depict it. This is at 7:45. 45. Yes, still some scattered showers, even out towards late morning. That's at 10:30 on the model. Still in the 40s. Going to be a chilly day. Eventually, into the afternoon, we'll rise into the lower 50s. Not much happening. But I'll tell you what, as we approach 5:30, 6 o'clock and beyond, there's going to be another round of showers and thunderstorms. Could even have some gustier winds there to the south. We'll talk about that and your Sunday forecast, which goes much chillier. We've got a cool 7-day up ahead. I'll have it for you coming up.
Anthony, thank you. Well, with nearly 3,700 confirmed cases of COVID-19 right here in Michigan, Governor Gretchen Whitmer says it's very unlikely that kids are going to return to school this semester. Rockford Public Schools Superintendent Mike Scheibler says he hopes the governor chooses a different approach to reevaluate classes week by week. He says if kids don't return, they'll be forced to create an online program, which he fears is going to cause students to fall behind. Scheibler had meetings all day on Friday with other leaders from surrounding schools. Together, they are looking to find a plan and a solution.
This is completely, totally uncharted waters for any school district in the state of Michigan, let alone the United States. This kind of event has never happened before, to my knowledge. And I've been a superintendent, I've been an educator in the state of Michigan for 52 years.
Now, as far as the approach in Rockford, they're looking at doing a pass or fail system for high school credits, at least for this trimester. That way, it does not impact the GPA scores of those students. And Western Michigan University is refunding students who left the dorms early due to the coronavirus pandemic. Students must have been living in the dorms until March 11th to qualify. Of those students, housing residents with meal plans are getting $1,000 back, and those without meal plans are getting $500 back. The school says the credit will be applied to their accounts when they pick up their belongings by April 25th. That's assuming the stay-at-home order allows them to do so. For now, the time is 5:09. We have more news ahead. More and more young people are being diagnosed with COVID-19. The one thing that doctors say they're not doing enough of.
It just might be West Michigan's most infamous bridge, and it's finally being torn down. Which roads are going to be affected and when work is expected to wrap up?
Homes around the world are going dark for 1 hour this morning. How a spokeswoman hopes this will show that our actions do lead to change.
You're watching Fox 17 Morning News. You're watching Fox 17 Morning News with Brody Carter, Sarah Grimmer, and Anthony Dommel.
If it is essential for you to leave the house, this might impact your driving this weekend. Savannah Fish joins us live from the newsroom with what workers are doing.
That's right. Good morning, Sarah. We're talking about the 100th Street Bridge over US 131. It has been hit many times as trucks would carry loads that would break the bridge's height requirement. Now 131 is closed there in both directions. It also technically closed at 100th Street with drivers taking the exit and entrance ramps to get by. However, you won't be able to get onto 100th Street from the ramp, and you won't be able to get onto 131 from 100th Street either. The closure is scheduled to remain in place until 6 p.m. Monday, with project continuing to the end of October. And there's another closure of note that begins Monday. Division Avenue will be closed between Wealthy and Cherry Streets in downtown Grand Rapids. Again, that closure on Division starts Monday and lasts through September 9th for major reconstruction. But for now, live in the newsroom, Savannah Fish, Fox 17 News.
All righty, we got some things to talk about in this weather forecast. We have gotten some heavier downpours in the overnight, have registered about 0.8 of an inch of rainfall in GR, and I think that's pretty commonplace for a lot of West Michigan at this point. Perhaps you've even gotten an inch or slightly more in some localized spots. We have tapered back to a lighter brand of rain at the moment, but we'll zoom on in here in a second. I want to give you the overall scope of this weather system. It does have a warm front draped to our south, and that is slowly going to be lifting to the north today. We'll spend most hours on the north side of it. So on the cooler side of things, but eventually, I'll tell you, we're going to get close to 60 degrees overnight tonight, and some of our southern counties will get into the 60s briefly late evening and for the very early hours of Sunday. That'll play a role and get into that warm sector just momentarily, and there could be a couple stronger, gustier storms right along the Indiana line later on tonight. Right now, nothing severe, just widespread rainfall with embedded thunder and lightning. And some of that thunder was kind of loud for a little period, so you're probably even hearing that, maybe in the overnight wondering what's going on. Really just some rainfall, though, heavier downpours that we're contending with. Temperatures in the mid to upper 40s along the lakeshore, mid 40s along I-94. You get northward, though, pretty chilly for thunder and lightning, but this is what we've been seeing. The changing of the seasons. You get the cool air clashing against the warmer air, and that's what we're going to be seeing around the Midwest today. A general east or northeast breeze at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Our Saturday planner does take it from the lower 40s slowly through the upper 40s and into the lower 50s. By late this afternoon, we'll continue to rise, though, into the mid to upper 50s in GR. I think certainly lower 60s, though, Kalamazoo and Battle Creek by later this evening. There will be a bit of a lull in the activity, as I've been mentioning the last couple of days. If you've been following along, we're expecting this round of rain where we are right now, but then a backing down late morning and for the afternoon before new heavier showers and thunderstorms. Very late afternoon, more likely now, I think early evening. That's when it'll come back. And these are the winds off the model for around 10 p.m. tonight. They will be rather substantial, even more so than shown here. I think probably gusting 20 to 30 out of the south, helping to drive those temperatures higher. And then for the day on Sunday, this will be the real windy day with some gusts to around 40 to 45 miles per hour, commonplace through the morning and afternoon as some cooler air does blow in, and it will be noticeably cooler. I mean, we're dropping into the lower 40s by tomorrow afternoon. Here's where we stand right now. We've got a pretty widespread area of showers, embedded thunder, a couple lightning strikes again off to the south particularly. We will still have a couple showers here late morning and early afternoon, but watch as we get towards noontime and thereafter. There's not a whole lot going on that projected radar screen, but getting in towards 6, 7 o'clock tonight, another round of some heavier showers and thunderstorms. And where that warm front does drift into towards I-94, there will be some juicier air right along the Indiana line, so a gustier storm or two, certainly a possibility. We'll keep an eye on that. Cooler air funnels in tomorrow, though, Sarah, and we'll still have scattered showers around. It's going to be a gray day and a raw day, dropping into the 40s. An additional inch or so of rain can come down before this system gets out of here. And look at this 7-day. These numbers have come down. A cool pattern next week. 40s right on through Thursday and Friday.